Have you ever wondered if there is a truly way to align your personal values with your life, with your leadership responsibilities, with your job, with your business? I want you to picture this. You are in the middle of a high pressure meeting. Maybe you're about to have a conversation with a very important client, or you're going to present to some C-level members of your company, and you are juggling multiple tasks, and suddenly your stomach starts growling so loudly that it echoes through the room. That's right. Even leaders have those moments where their own bodies remind them that they are humans living in this experience. So let me take you back to a time where I was preparing to address a room full of beautiful, talented women, as I was preparing to be a keynote speaker in that time. And as I stood up to speak, my foot caught up on the microphone cord, and there I was doing the impromptu jiggly dance with the microphone cable. The room started laughing and instantly broke up the ice and reminded everybody that even professional speakers are humans and susceptible to the little mishaps that makes life amazing. Now, not every leadership moment is filled with humor. And when I'm talking about leadership in this recording for you, I'm not talking exclusively to a corporate setting, although obviously it applies to that as well. You are a leader of your life. You are a leader of your family, if you're a mom or dad. You are a leader of your relationships, your employees, your coworkers, your clients, your customers. So this leadership adjective addresses each and every one of them. So not every leadership journey is filled with humor. There was a time when I doubted if I was really a good leader. And doubting it was truly because of the challenges that I was facing. There was so much pressure in my life, relentlessly. My imposter syndrome came to knock the door over and over again, trying to twist my confidence, making me question whether or not I was deserving of the position. So how do you address the fact that when you are in a visible position, when you are trying to lead change, when you're trying to convey a message, you will find your imposter syndrome trying to, sabotage your success. You will also struggle with the balance between your values and what you're doing and how you're showing up in the world. And you will feel overwhelmed by the demands that life put on you. And what I have found is that there are 3 pillars that have helped me overcome these obstacles. The first one is mindset. So I started my mindset learning journey many months ago. I have had the honor and pleasure to study from the best: Tony Robbins, Gene Rohn, Buck Proctor, Jack Canfield, either in attending their personal webinars and events or by reading their books. And even before that happened, I remember being in school with frizzy hair, not a lot of money, looking like a teenager, if you know what I mean, and realizing that I needed to boost my confidence. Again, without having read any books, I decided to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself, to the reflection in the mirror, how freaking amazing I was. And I added to that anyone who didn't agree with me was a loser. So I started telling myself that every morning before I went to school, and you believe me when I tell you that I believe myself, every single word. So now that my daughter is starting high school, I made sure I told her that she needed to tell her affirmations with emotion every day. She believes what I already know about her, which is that she is freaking amazing, just like her mom. But that's the problem. I believed those affirmations because they became my predominant daily thought in the morning. But I never did affirmations about my leadership potential, my leadership capabilities, my ability to make change in this world. And so I didn't have that foundation. And I had to build it by really understanding what stories I was telling myself, where those stories were coming from, because many times they don't come from you. They are the result of something that someone told you very, very, very early in your life. And most of the times they are not even true. Maybe someone told you that you were messy. Maybe someone told you that you were lazy. Maybe someone told you that you weren't smart. And those things are not true. Maybe they appear to be true back then, but they are not true today. And if you stop believing that, you see how your life changed. And with mindset coaching, that's what we do. We reshape your limiting beliefs so your confidence, your self-confidence can rise to the surface and you can embrace your true gifts and potential. So then, not necessarily in the order in which I would recommend someone to go about this. Fast forward, I don't know, 15 years later, I got into energy. And energy is not woo-woo as, I used to think, and as you might think right now. The biggest, greatest minds of this century have talked about energy. Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, okay, some from the century before. But they knew that energy is everything. And as an engineer myself, I can tell you that the second law of the thermodynamics is that you cannot destroy energy. It just transforms from one thing to another. We're all interchanging our energies. And so very early in life, I noticed that I would be very sensitive to other people's mood and other people's energy. But I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know why certain interactions will drain me. And as I started delving into this beautiful, beautiful science and reality, I learned techniques to ground myself, so release any energy that doesn't belong in my body, to shield myself so other people's energies don't impact my state of being, and to send good energy to other people to help them heal and transform their lives. And so that is just the surface, because what you can do with energy is so amazing when you know that you can now release and heal the emotional blocks that hinder you from everything you want. And so I just want to make sure you understand that energy is not a buzzword. It's a powerful tool that will transform your life. And we can talk about that for days. And so I had the mind and the energy, which I would say connects you to your soul. But I felt like the body part was missing. And so I got into somatic work. And somatic is not more than body, right? Somatic techniques, body. And my very first somatic experience, which had a little bit of combination of energy too, was in 2012, 13, I think, when I went to Bali. And I had so much guilt because my life was ruled by guilt and shame back then. But I had so much guilt that I took the time to go to Bali by myself, recharge my batteries, do some self-care. And I left my kids with their dad. It was just a week. But I was feeling so much guilt. As I'm in the plane traveling to Bali, my left arm got completely numb. And I had this just piercing pain, like sharp, like pain going throughout my arm. And I had no idea what it was. And the entire time I'm there in the retreat, my arm is numb and it hurts. And at some point in the retreat, we went to see a healer, first time ever. And he looked at me and I told him what my pain was. And I'm thinking he's just going to, wave some herbs, do some, I don't know, crazy invocation. I had no idea. I had no idea what to expect. And literally he looked at me and he said, what else are you numbing in your body right now? What emotions are you numbing right now? And I just took a second and it just hit me like tons of bricks in the head. I'm numbing the guilt because I'm pretending to be okay. I'm pretending to be having a good time, even though I was feeling like the worst mom in the world. And so I was like, I'm numbing the guilt. And so he's like, you have to release the guilt. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea how to do this. So he taught me with body movements. And then later I got into EFT, how to let go of the emotion that was trapped in my body. And was like my first window to somatic techniques. And now I am all into breath work because I've seen the transformation in my clients, but also on those that I have facilitated breath work journeys for. I'm doing this in Zoom meetings, I'm doing them one-on-one, I'm doing it for companies and businesses, because let me tell you something. Burnout is nothing but a whole bunch of emotions stored in your body. And burnout is by far the number one cost in a business, because when your employees are burned out, they don't work and they take leave and they actually leave. And if you're a boss, if you're a leader, if you're a business owner, that costs you a whole lot of money. So I've been doing that for corporations as well. And these practices really, really take everything inside of you, transmute it, reduces stress, and heighten your body awareness, giving you the tools to resolve the conflicts that are keeping you away from everything you want. And it gives you what I call amplify alignment. So you are like, okay, what is amplify alignment? So I have called this harmonious synchronization between your values, your aspiration, and your actions, who you are, how you show up in your life, as amplify alignment. When you have your mind, your body, and your soul aligned, the impact that you can create in the world is not just substantial, it's amplified. And it goes beyond anything that you can imagine. So here's something I want you to try today. I want you to write down what are your 3 core values. And I want you to pay attention whether or not they are showing up in your life. Are you honoring them? Are you aligned with what you believe you should be living by and what you're actually living by? Let's say that one of your values is freedom. Then I want you to take a look at your calendar. How free are you really? Or are you just filling up the slots in your calendar so you don't feel unproductive, right? That's workaholism. I used to be one of those because I couldn't chill out because it made me feel weak. It made me feel unworthy. You might have other symptoms. But when you reflect on the alignment of your values and your life, then you can start shedding a light into how close or how far apart you are in this concept of amplify alignment. And if you're ready to really go deep into your journey of alignment, that will help you with your leadership styles. And again, leadership of your life, how you show up as a mom or a dad, how you show up for your employees and your peers and your company. If you're a business owner, how you show up for your customers and your teams. If you're a coach, how you show up for your clients. You're here to lead change. You're here to do something, right? You have a mission. And that's why we are all leaders. So if you are ready to dive deep into your leadership journey and embrace your full potential, so you can actually finally live the life of your dreams and experience this amplified alignment, I invite you to schedule a complimentary consult with me at book.carmenbenton.com so we can explore how these 3 pillars will help you transform your life and your leadership experience. And I just want to leave you with one more thing. In the words of Maya Angelou, success is liking yourself, liking what you do and liking how you do it. That's amplified alignment. I'll see you next week.